of Education to discharge some types of federal student loans owed by totally and permanently disabled veterans. This unprecedented action lessens the financial burden for our seriously wounded warriors who have sacrificed so much for our country, and it underscores the appreciation and undying loyalty of the American people. Each warrior who fights for our nation, along with their families, has earned our eternal gratitude, and I ask that all Americans thank and support them. Together, we remain committed to fostering a national community of support for those brave heroes and their families. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim November 2019 as National Veterans and Military Families Month. I encourage all communities, all sectors of society, and all Americans to acknowledge and honor the service, sacrifices, and contributions of veterans and military families for what they have done and for what they do every day to support our great nation.
To me, Veterans Day means giving a tribute, the noble and the brave. A Veterans Day tribute by Joanna Fuchs. When America had an urgent need, these brave ones raised a hand. No hesitation held them back. They were proud to take a stand. They left their friends and family. They gave up normal life to serve their country and their God. They plowed into the strife. They fought for freedom and for peace on strange and foreign shores. Some lost new friends, some lost their lives in long, brutal wars. Other veterans answered a call to support the ones who fought. Their country had requirements for the essential skills they brought. We salute every one of them, the noble and the brave, the ones still with us here today, and the ones who rest in the grave. So here's to our country's heroes. They're cut above the rest. Let's give an honor that is due to our country's very best.
To me, Veterans Day is about honor. We owe them a lot by Joanna Fuchs. On Veterans Day, we remember again our men and women who served. We honor them now for what they did then, the liberties they preserved. Let's never forget their sacrifice, the hard, heavy work they have done. They did what was asked, crucial needs they fulfilled with a telephone, pencil, or gun. We're happy and proud to honor them. They gave so much more than they got. Our heroes, our veterans, kept our freedom safe. All of us owe them a lot.
Here is Able Cadet Aiden Strike and Petty Officer 2nd Class Michael Palumbo Jr. from the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps, Specialist Justin O. Penrod Division, with the story of their unit and namesake.
Hello, I am Petty Officer 2nd Class Michael Palumbo. Army Specialist Justin O. Penrod, age 24, of Mahomet, Illinois, assigned to the 1st Battalion, 30th Infantry Regiment, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division, Fort Stewart, Virginia, died August 11th from wounds sustaining of improvised explosive device during combat operations in Qabjar, Iraq. Also killed were Sergeant Scott L. Kirkpatrick, Sergeant Andrew W. Lancaster, and Staff Sergeant William D. Skates. Army Specialist Justin Penrod didn't have much time for activities in his teen life. He cared for his older brother, a hydroplegic who lived on his own. Specialist Penrod was also a graduate of Lincoln's Challenge and also came back to be an instructor. Between his service in the Army National Guard and his enlistment in the regular Army, Specialist Penrod had a job fixing air conditioners for PMP Services Center in Mahomet. In 2004, a customer introduced Specialist Penrod to his daughter, Krista Washington. With a couple of months, they were married, just in time for Specialist Penrod to head off to Iraq. The couple had an 8-month-old son who is now a 7th grader in the junior high. He is also an honorary chief in our program. Specialist Penrod crammed a lot of life and a little mischief in his 27 years. before he was killed Saturday, August 11, 2007, when a bomb in Habjar, Iraq went off as his infantry unit chased after and cleared rooms for a sniper. It was his second tour in Iraq for Specialist Penrod, who his friends said had a lifelong interest in the military and helping others.
In honor of him, our unit is a home for anyone who is interested. But the unit is also involved with the community while having the utmost confidence in ourselves. Respect for the man who was named after and will continue to carry on his legacy. Pride and respect. Thank you.
Lieutenant Colonel Mark Edgar was born and raised in Aurora, Illinois. He entered the Air Force in 1997 as a second lieutenant upon graduating from the ROTC program at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign, with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. He has deployed in support of Operation Desert Fox and Operation Iraqi Freedom, and has served in a variety of Air Force civil engineering positions, to include maintenance engineer, environmental engineer, operations officer, base civil engineer, squadron commander, and deputy commander of the Mission Support Group, where he was responsible for directing all base infrastructure activities and functions relating to direct mission support until his retirement last March. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Mark Edgar.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you to Dr. Hall, Mr. Benedict, and Mr. Ryan, and your student council for inviting me to speak today. So it really is my privilege to be here today to honor a very special group of people. Several of them are here behind me, and I'm sure there's more up in the stands. And that's the American military veteran. The United States, as you all know, set aside a very special day every year where we honor all of the men and women who were brave, courageous, patriotic, and a day to remember their sacrifices that they made to defend our country. And that day is today, and that's Veterans Day. So there's a perception out there that the military is all about doing extraordinary things, right? Like flying fighter planes, driving a Humvee through fire, killing terrorists, things along those lines. Those are extraordinary things. That's probably about 1% of the military. I'm up here because I'm not extraordinary. I'm up here because I had the privilege to serve some extraordinary people who together, as a team, we've accomplished some very extraordinary things. Constructing homes in Hawaii for those that were constructing homes for people with developmental disabilities, cleaning up debris in Puerto Rico, constructing a wall in Yuma, Arizona. I've witnessed several of these construction projects where people took great pride in what they did, took dedication, integrity was there. I've witnessed their service. The military members we honor today share these same qualities as people behind me, and they all come from all walks of life. They serve with honor, they serve with dignity. They've served in different places all over the world, different ways, but ultimately they did one thing, and that they served. Military veterans, everywhere. They're everywhere, and they're not always in uniform. They're continuously serving our country. They're doctors, lawyers, engineers, postal workers, teachers. Many of them sacrificed a lot to help to keep our country free. They sacrificed time away from their family. Holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and special events like anniversaries or children's birthday. It also wants me to add that we cannot forget their families. We have to either. They too sacrificed and they serviced a lot. They deserve our thanks and admiration. They held down the fort while we were deployed, while their husband and wives were in faraway lands. I remember, like it was yesterday, leaving my wife, 4 months pregnant, for deployment to Kuwait. Without question, leaving her behind was one of the toughest days of my life. It is therefore fitting that we pause today, remember their service and sacrifice. Those students who stood up earlier, I think I counted about a dozen of you, who are entering the armed forces, congratulations. You're about to serve in the greatest armed forces in the history of this world. You will gain valuable skills, you will develop friendships that will last a lifetime, and you will understand the true meaning of what it means to serve. But I realize for those students who won't be joining the armed forces, maybe ask yourself, well, what can I do? What can I do to serve? What can I do to serve our great nation? I'm going to talk about 4 ways you can serve our nation and make our country better. First and foremost, school may be a little more important to you than you think it is. So try and take it seriously. I get it. I'm not the first adult to tell you that. I also have a freshman in high school. I tell the same thing. It says nothing more to do with your life right now than study, so study. Okay? But take it seriously. I almost didn't take it seriously. I went to school, like they said, about 15 miles down the road at UI, and I barely graduated. I failed 2 classes, yep, not 1, but 2 classes. My senior year, after getting that report card, I was looking at myself and thinking, what are you doing? You're going to one of the greatest civil engineering schools in the country, and you're throwing all this away. I started doubting myself. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? But is this the life I wanted? Yeah, it was. I knew I wanted to serve, so I persevered. I wanted to be in the Air Force, so I decided to study harder. I leaned on advice of my family and friends. It took me an extra semester, but I did graduate. But I wouldn't have made it without the help and support of some extraordinary people along the way. Mr. Ryan up there was one of them. The little amount of time you have here in school, spend it constructively. Actively learn, try to get better. You getting better will help make this country stronger. Number 2, be respectful to the small amounts of time that you reflect on your country. So today, during second hour, you listen to the Pledge of Allegiance, really listen to it. Reflect on the words, what it really has to say. Before a basketball game this winter, really listen to the Star-Spangled Banner. Don't just go through the motions. And the reason I bring this one up is because it is 1 or 2 minutes out of your life where you can reflect on the big picture of what our country stands for. Those words are powerful, and they represent our country. Allegiance, republic, one nation, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. You know all those words. Land of the free, home of the brave. Really powerful, powerful words. Most of the countries in the world do not live a life that reflect those words. So appreciate those moments in the day when you get to pay respect for our country. This will make our country better. Number 3, be an active and involved citizen. Well, how do you do this? One way is to vote. Less than 50% of our country votes in elections, and even less in local elections. Those numbers astounded me. So remember, government employees, the government and their employees, they work for you. It's not the other way around. Also, volunteer. Volunteer in places that matter to you. As you know, when you're on a team, you're in a class project or a sports team, there are strong members and there's weak members. That's life. Find your strengths. Know what you're passionate about. Volunteer for those organizations where you can put your strengths to work. Make that team better. Whether it's organizing to pick up trash in a local park, or running a clothes drive, or even coaching a youth team, just do something. Yeah, I know it's hard, and I know the first time you volunteer for something, you're probably not going to like it, but keep at it until you find what your strengths are. Your strengths will help those who aren't as strong and make your community better, and that's service. 4th, whatever career path this country, or whatever career path this great life leads you down, find something that you're passionate about. Work hard at that, and chase your dream. For you juniors out there, what I'm about to say may seem like another chapter in your history book, but this country is a melting pot and was built on the back of immigrants who worked hard and chased their dreams. Like my father, who came over here on a boat from Italy when he was 15 years old by himself with $1 in his pocket. Never saw his parents again. He put himself through high school, got drafted in the Army, one of only 8 of his siblings that graduated from college. Worked 25 years as a cop in Chicago and made a life for himself, okay? That's hard work. That's passion. That's finding your American dream. Continue that tradition that our country was built on. Make this country better. To recap those 4 things: 1, do well in school. I know you've heard that 100 times, but those things are, there's nothing more important to you probably in life right now than probably your family and school. Do well in school. Respect those small moments when you get to reflect on your country. Pledge of Allegiance, Star-Spangled Banner, even days like today. Be active and involved in your community. Follow your passion. Just do something to make your community better. 4th, whatever career you choose, find something you're passionate about. Work hard at that, chase your dream. I've traveled to probably over 20 countries, met a lot of people in these countries, and I will tell you this, our country's not perfect. Gosh, it's far from perfect. With all the opportunities that we have to offer here, it's without a doubt one of the greatest countries in the world. If you giving back just a little bit of your service, you're just going to make this country better. So today, people throughout the country will gather to remember, to honor, and to thank those who have served our country. Our gathering this morning is just one small gathering in the nation today. It's not a lot. It's one small way to honor those who have made the sacrifice so that we can all live in freedom. So in closing, we remember all of our service members currently serving the world: Africa, Europe, Pacific, Middle East, all locations around the globe. We remember thousands of military members who were wounded in action in all of our wars and conflicts throughout the world. Remember the thousand more of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice during all those conflicts, not being with us today. Your presence here and that of all the people gathered across America is a tribute to all veterans. It's a way to say, we remember. We have a responsibility to support them. All Americans are charged with that responsibility to ensure that all of our veterans who help make our country a free country, a better country, are not forgotten. Thank you again for inviting me here today. It really was a privilege to be here. Happy Veterans Day to all.
Thank you, Mr. Edgar, again for speaking today. Let's give him another round of applause. We would now like to introduce the MSHS Chamber Choir to sing a medley of U.S. Armed Forces service songs. We would like to ask any veteran here today on the floor or in the bleachers to please stand and be recognized during the salute to your branch of service.
In past years, the MSHS Student Council encouraged the student body and staff to participate in a project related to the support of veterans and their families. Due to the positive feedback we've received about the program, the Student Council selected Honor Flight to be our focus once more. Please watch this video to learn of all the wonderful things this program does.
If you're just now arriving into Washington, I'd like to invite you down to Gate 38, where approximately 5 more minutes we have 187 World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War veterans coming in from Lafayette, Indiana. Welcome these heroes to Washington.
Today we're here honoring some really great work that our employees do. This is our 600th honor flight that we've handled here at VCA. We've handled and accommodated and welcomed and thanked over 100,000 veterans.
I feel like it's the least I can do to wave a flag, to yell out welcome home or welcome to Washington, and to just show in a small way how much I appreciate what they've done.
It's a good feeling, proud to be American. Finally got to Washington, D.C., it's a place I always wanted to see.
I was choked up, holding back tears. I was just had the biggest smile on my face, seeing all the people there thanking, and every single person that he walked by shook his hand and thanked him for being a veteran.
To see them coming off those planes and tears in their eyes from these strongest men that we know is just amazing.
Today's honor flight was special because it came from Lafayette, Indiana, and the reason that those honor flights started was because two ladies, Pam and Dana, lost their sons in Iraq, and because of the grief that they were feeling, they just needed to channel it elsewhere.
Every time I come out, we see something different. There might be Girl Scouts here, but to see the Marines was very, very touching too, and all the people, of course. We thought we were going to do one flight.
And now?
18.
Number 18. They're all excited on the plane. They don't know what type of a day they're in for.
I wanted to go on this flight because you get a little bit more knowledge from all wars that we were involved in. And I really honored the World War II and the Korean veterans. So it's a special place in my heart for them.
I have a lot of respect for veterans because I was one of the veterans from Afghanistan. I was 12 years old when I joined in the Afghan freedom fighter. At age 16, I lost my leg, and I came in this country for medical treatment. So I know their pain because I've been through their shoes before.
I was 12 years old when my family moved here from Iran for better opportunities in the U.S. My family saw firsthand how these war heroes have served to help other countries to form a better life for them. I am deaf and couldn't serve, or I would have.
It's really important to honor our veterans. They're the reason that we're here today with the freedoms that we all enjoy.
We have one of our pastor service agents here, Greg Loker, who coordinates this. He brings in USO volunteers, members of the military to greet our veterans. He does a great job for us.
They're long days, but it never gets old.
American Airlines is the best, and as is Greg. We always know we don't have to worry about anything, and the crew is always so good to our veterans.
I'm so happy American Airlines does this like this. It just assures me I'm working for the right company.
I really am honored that American Airlines did that for us.
This is a great country, and I volunteer to thank every man and woman for serving our country and giving us our freedom.
When my son died and her son died, you stop focusing on how they died and start honoring their service. To honor our sons, at the same time we can honor these other veterans is, you can't ask for anything better. I say it brings joy back to my broken heart.
As you can see, Honor Flights provides a priceless opportunity for veterans to visit his or her memorial in Washington.
The MSHS Student Council encourages you to donate to this cause. We will be collecting donations today as you exit the gym and throughout lunch periods this week. For your contribution of $1 or more, you will receive a red, white, and blue ribbon to remember and honor those who have served. Pin it proudly to your backpack or location of your choice. Furthermore, to encourage your generosity, the Student Council will match a donation up to $200. Please help us give veterans an experience of a lifetime.
As we bring this assembly to a close, we would like to take a moment to remember those no longer with us. Please draw your attention to the rifle display. In the U.S. military, most units prepare a visible reminder of the deceased soldier with the display of a pair of combat boots, an inverted rifle with the soldier's helmet and dog tags hanging on it. Army lore indicates the inverted rifle, Army lore indicates the helmet and ID tags signify the fallen soldier. The inverted rifle with bayonet signals a time for prayer and a break in the action to pay tribute to the dead. The combat boots represent the final march of the last battle. Would you please observe a moment of silent reflection for all those who have given their lives in service. We'd also like to take a special moment to recognize and celebrate the life of our friend and USS Indianapolis survivor, Art Linnerman, who passed away earlier this month. Mr. Linnerman's service will never be forgotten, and his kind heart and warm smile will be missed by many in attendance today. We wish you fair winds and following seas, friend. Again, we would like to thank each and every veteran in attendance and those unable to be with us today. We can never fully express our gratitude for your dedication and service to others. We will conclude today's assembly with a playing of taps by Andrea Penrose. Please stand.
Thank you. We would like to thank everybody for attending our assembly today, especially our veterans. Thank you to our choir for their wonderful performance today, our student council, Mrs. Oakes and Mrs. Colbert for organizing. This concludes our Veterans Day Assembly. Students, you are dismissed for your first hour of class. Thank you.